In today's tip video, we're going to talk about the 3 golf grip mistakes that you do not want to make. My name's Lee Jones, I'm down at CARUS Green Golf Club. Let's get into the video and find out what them 3 mistakes are. So the grip is one of the biggest fundamentals in golf. It's what allows us to connect to the face of the golf club. And if you don't get that right, we can have any kind of angle on the club face. So getting the grip set up is absolute paramount. It will stop any of the wayward shots, and it will also improve your strike and make sure that you're hitting that golf ball as best as you possibly can. So let's start with the left hand, and let's start with what we do not want to do. What we don't want to do is have a golf grip that's too far over or too far under, because that's going to affect what happens with the face control as we come down and go into the impact position. What we do want to do is make sure our hand is placed on correctly. Now, modern manufacturers on golf grips, they actually have a little white mark, and they also have little indentations or marks on the club, on the grip, that allows us to make sure we've got our hand in the right position. So from here, what we want to do, I'm going to hold it in my right hand and I'm going to put my hand on now. And as you can see, my thumb is just to the right of the little white mark in the area just before the blue. But how did we get there? Well, what we need to do is put the golf club starting on our little finger, going right the way through to our index finger. Again, I'm going to hold it with the right hand to demonstrate. If we get it on like so, and then we grip it. And there we go. As you can see, that is my hand now on there in the correct position. We can actually just hold it with 3 fingers. It's the back 3 fingers that are the most dominant in this left-handed part of the grip. So now you know the do's to do with your left hand and the don'ts to do with your left hand. Let's move on to the right hand, which is step number 2. So we've just covered the left hand in our tip 1. In tip 2, we're going to do the right hand. Now, what we're going to do, I'm going to show you this quick and easy tip to put your right hand on. What we don't want to do is come from underneath, because then we'll be holding it wrong. And what we don't want to do is come from over the top, because that will get the grip wrong, but it would also realign all our body up top. We want to come on from the side and grip onto the golf club. Now, you might grip onto it like I do, which is an overlap, or you might interlock, or you might even have a baseball grip. There's no right and there's no wrong on that one. It's what's comfortable for you and best. So putting the right hand on, where do we need to feel the golf club's going to be? We need to feel it's going to be in this little finger here, going all the way into the soft part of our middle of our index finger. So let's put that on now. So if we put that on right over there, and as you can see, it's going on the fattier part of my finger and then into that part there, a bit like a trigger. I'm going to put the thumb, not so it's touching, but just to the right hand side, to the left hand side of where Golf Pride is on here. You might have other grips, but the principle's still the same. So when we put it on, and as we can see, my thumb is just to the left hand side of the G. Now I know at that point, my grip is lined up correctly. I can feel it in my fingers, on both hands, and that's step 2. Now let's go into step 3. So tip number 3 is the one that I got told a very long time ago, and it's something that's stuck with me all these years. And it's about pressure. How much pressure do we apply to our grip? Now, you've got the one where you might have too much pressure on your thumbs, and if you're a right-handed golfer on your left-hand glove, you might wear a little hole in there. Or if you're a left-handed golfer, you might have it on there. That would indicate that there's too much pressure on the thumb and index finger on either hand. So what I like to think of it as, and what I got taught, was imagine you've got toothpaste in your hand, a tube of toothpaste. You want to grip it so you don't let go of it, but not too tight as to squeeze the toothpaste out. Now, if we look at that from here, if we were to grip too tight, we're going to get hunched up like that, and our shoulders actually come in. But what we don't want to do is not have enough grip on it so that you can do this with it, because that's just not the right way to do it. So when you address the golf ball, you put it behind you, imagine you've got that tube of toothpaste that you do not want to let go, but at the same time, you don't want the toothpaste to come out the end of the tube. So let's now put it all together, and what does that look like, and what should we be looking for or feeling when we're addressing the golf ball? Obviously we put the golf club behind first, then we put our left hand on, and again we can see the line we're going to put it down. Left hand on, right hand coming in from the side, gripping the golf club. From there we want to apply the correct pressure, and remember, not too much to squeeze that toothpaste. But from here we have another little tip for you. We're going to create V's with our forefinger and our thumb, and what we want them to do is to go to our right shoulder. So if you're a right-handed golfer, to the right shoulder. If you're a left-handed golfer, what we want it to do is to go to the left shoulder, as you can see here. So that would be going to that one. Now that will be a very clear indication whether you've got your grip on correctly or not. The other thing, if it feels abnormal to you and you do not grip the golf club like this, it's going to be right. Stick with it, and it's worth just going through them drills with it, getting the grip on there, and just stick with it, because it will make all the difference to when you come to hit the golf ball and actually controlling that face. Hopefully you've enjoyed that video. My name's Lee Jones, down at CARUS Green. Thank you very much. If you did like it, please hit that subscribe, and we'll see you again for our next tip video very soon.